Bonjour, food lovers. Today, we're taking a delicious trip down memory lane. Imagine a time before microwaves, instant pots, even frozen dinners. It's quite a thought, isn't it? We're diving deep into the fascinating world of vintage recipes, those culinary treasures lost to time. Over the next few episodes, we'll be unearthing 20 remarkable dinner recipes that once graced tables with elegance and captivated taste buds. Each dish tells a story, a glimpse into the culinary trends and traditions of yesteryear. So, put on your aprons and get ready for a culinary adventure. To make this journey even more digestible, we'll be savouring these lost recipes in delightful sets of 5. From forgotten appetizers to bygone desserts, we're rediscovering the artistry and ingenuity of cooks from eras past. Remember, the beauty of cooking lies not just in the final product, but in the journey, the history, and the stories we share along the way. Our first culinary escapade takes us back to 1800s France with chicken Marengo. Picture this: Napoleon Bonaparte, fresh from a triumphant victory at the Battle of Marengo, is famished. His chef, resourceful as ever, creates a dish using whatever she can find: a scrawny chicken, some tomatoes, mushrooms, and a splash of brandy. This impromptu creation wasn't just a hit with Napoleon, it became a culinary legend. Chicken Marengo is all about rustic simplicity and bold flavours. Tender chicken pieces are browned to perfection, then simmered in a rich sauce of tomatoes, white wine, garlic, and a hint of earthy mushrooms. The magic of this dish lies in its rustic charm and the way each ingredient shines through. A touch of brandy adds depth and warmth, while the mushrooms lend a delightful earthiness. Don't be afraid to add a sprinkle of herbes de Provence for an extra layer of Provençal sunshine. Chicken Marengo is a true testament to the power of resourceful cooking, proving that even with humble ingredients, one can create a dish fit for an emperor. Now, let's transport ourselves to the opulence of the Gilded Age in America with Lobster Newburg. This dish was the epitome of luxury, gracing the tables of the wealthy and the elite in the late 19th century. Imagine a time when lobster, once considered a peasant food, became a symbol of extravagance. Lobster Newburg is a creamy, dreamy concoction that showcases the delicate sweetness of lobster meat. It's a symphony of textures and flavours, with tender lobster bathed in a velvety sauce made with butter, cream, sherry, and a touch of cayenne pepper for a whisper of heat. The key to a truly decadent Lobster Newburg is to use the freshest lobster you can find. Don't be shy with the sherry, it adds a lovely depth of flavour and complexity. And of course, a generous grating of nutmeg on top is the perfect finishing touch. This dish is best enjoyed in all its glory, served in elegant china with a side of fluffy white rice or crusty bread to soak up every last drop of that luxurious sauce. Now, for our next culinary adventure, let's transport ourselves back to the opulence of the Gilded Age in America. Picture New Orleans, a city brimming with flavour and a touch of extravagance. It was here, in the heart of the French Quarter, that a dish fit for royalty, or at least for the very wealthy, was born. Oysters Rockefeller. The year was 1889, and Antoine's Restaurant, a landmark still renowned for its culinary prowess, introduced this dish to the world. Legend has it that the dish was named after John D. Rockefeller, the oil tycoon, due to its richness and luxurious nature. And indeed, Oysters Rockefeller is a symphony of textures and flavours. a true testament to the indulgent spirit of the era. The star of the show, of course, is the oyster itself. Plump, juicy oysters, freshly shucked, are nestled in their shells, ready to be adorned with a medley of delectable ingredients. A vibrant green sauce, made with a secret blend of herbs, spinach, and just a hint of anise, blankets each oyster, adding a touch of mystery and a burst of fresh, earthy flavours. And what would a dish named after a tycoon be without a touch of decadence? A sprinkle of buttery breadcrumbs provides a delightful crunch, while a quick trip under the broiler ensures that each oyster is cooked to perfection, the sauce bubbling enticingly and the breadcrumbs turning a beautiful golden brown. It's a dish that truly embodies the phrase bon appétit. Now, let's dive into the Victorian era, a time of elaborate culinary creations and a fascination with all things whimsical. It's here we encounter a dish that's as much a feast for the eyes as it is for the palate, tiramisu. This grand dessert, with its layers of coffee-soaked ladyfingers and rich mascarpone, is a testament to the Victorian love for dramatic presentations and indulgent flavours. Picture this: a beautifully layered dessert, often dusted with cocoa powder, emerges from the kitchen, carried aloft like a prized treasure. Inside, a symphony of flavours unfolds: the bold taste of espresso, the creamy richness of mascarpone, and the slight bitterness of cocoa. But tiramisu is more than just a pretty face. This dessert is a delightful interplay of textures and flavours. The soft coffee-soaked ladyfingers provide a moist base. The mascarpone offers a creamy richness, while the cocoa adds a touch of bitterness. And just like the mysteries of the deep, tiramisu holds a few secrets of its own. The layers, you see, were often carefully assembled to achieve a perfect balance of flavours, a testament to the patience and precision of Victorian cooks. It's a dish that truly captures the spirit of the era, a combination of elegance, whimsy, and a touch of theatrical flair. Bonjour, mes amis, and welcome back to our culinary adventure through time. Today, we're whisking ourselves away to the heart of New Orleans for a taste of a true American classic, Oysters Rockefeller. Now, this dish, it's a symphony of flavors, a delightful marriage of fresh oysters and a rich, savory sauce that's enough to make your taste buds sing. Legend has it that this iconic dish was born in the late 19th century at the famed Antoine's restaurant in New Orleans. Seems the story goes that the original recipe was a well-guarded secret, much like a coveted family recipe passed down through generations. But fear not, my dears. While the exact origins may remain shrouded in mystery, the spirit of Oysters Rockefeller lives on. The star of the show, of course, is the oyster itself. Plump, juicy, and bursting with that unmistakable briny flavour of the sea. And what better way to complement this oceanic delicacy than with a rich, creamy sauce, often featuring a medley of fresh herbs, spinach, and just a hint of anise-flavoured liqueur. The oysters are nestled lovingly in their shells, blanketed in this luxurious sauce, and then baked to perfection. The result? A dish that's both elegant and approachable, perfect for a special occasion, or a simple yet satisfying weeknight indulgence. Now, let's travel from the bustling streets of New Orleans to the heart of San Francisco for our next culinary masterpiece, chicken Tetrazzini. This dish, my dears, is a true testament to the art of combining simple ingredients into a symphony of flavors and textures. Imagine tender chicken, perfectly cooked noodles, and a creamy sauce, all baked to golden perfection. The origins of chicken tetrazzini are a bit of a culinary mystery, with various tales swirling around its creation. Some say it was named after the renowned Italian opera singer Luisa Tetrazzini, while others believe it was first served at a hotel bearing her name. Whatever its true beginnings, one thing's for sure: this dish is a true crowd pleaser. The beauty of chicken tetrazzini lies in its versatility. You can use leftover chicken or turkey, making it a fantastic way to transform yesterday's roast into a brand new culinary delight. Mushrooms, peas, and a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese add depth and complexity to the creamy sauce, while the noodles provide a comforting and satisfying base. And the best part? It's incredibly easy to prepare. Simply combine your cooked chicken and vegetables with the creamy sauce and noodles, transfer it to a baking dish, and pop it in the oven. In no time, you'll have a bubbling, golden brown casserole that's sure to impress your family and friends. Ahoy there, food enthusiasts! Today, we're embarking on a culinary voyage to explore the depths of flavour with a dish that's as refreshing as a dip in the ocean itself: Neptune's salad. Now, this isn't your average garden salad, no siree. This is a celebration of the bounty of the sea, a delightful medley of seafood that's sure to tantalise your taste buds. Imagine, if you will, a crisp bed of lettuce, adorned with succulent shrimp, flaky crab meat, perhaps even some tender lobster, all tossed in a light and zesty dressing. This is a dish that truly captures the essence of the sea, a symphony of flavours that's both elegant and satisfying. Neptune's salad was a popular dish in the mid-20th century, gracing the tables of fine dining establishments and home kitchens alike. It was a time when fresh seafood was becoming more readily available, and adventurous cooks were eager to explore new and exciting ways to incorporate it into their menus. While the exact origins of Neptune's salad may be shrouded in the mists of time, its enduring appeal is undeniable. The key to a truly spectacular Neptune salad lies in the freshness of your ingredients. Seek out the highest quality seafood you can find, and don't be afraid to experiment with different types of fish and shellfish to create your own signature version of this classic dish. Italy, a land of rich history, vibrant culture, and, of course, unparalleled culinary traditions. Today, we dive into one of its most beloved dishes, the classic ravioli. This timeless delight has graced Italian tables for generations, each bite a testament to centuries of culinary expertise. Imagine, if you will, a bustling Italian kitchen. Fresh pasta dough is being rolled out, thin and delicate, ready to be filled with a medley of flavours. The filling can vary, from a rich blend of ricotta and spinach to a hearty meat mixture, each variation bringing its own unique twist to this classic dish. The key to perfect ravioli lies in the balance of textures and flavours. The pasta should be tender yet firm, the filling flavourful yet not overpowering. Each ravioli is a tiny parcel of joy, waiting to be savoured. Now, let's explore the steps to create this culinary masterpiece. First, we start with the dough, a simple mixture of flour and eggs, kneaded to perfection. Next, the filling. Whether you choose a vegetarian option or a meaty delight, it should be prepared with the freshest ingredients. Once the dough is rolled out and the filling prepared, it's time to assemble. Carefully spoon the filling onto the dough, fold over and seal with a gentle press. Each ravioli is then cooked in boiling water until it rises to the surface, a sign that it's ready to be enjoyed. Finally, the ravioli is served with a simple yet elegant sauce, perhaps a sage butter or a rich tomato basil. Each bite is a journey through Italy's culinary history, a taste of tradition and love. So, gather your ingredients and embark on this culinary adventure. With each step, you'll be connecting with generations of Italian cooks, bringing a piece of Italy into your own kitchen. Greetings, food aficionados! Today's culinary escapade takes us on a journey back to the historical period and location of the Boeuf Bourguignon, with a dish that's as intriguing as its backstory, the magnificent Boeuf Bourguignon. Imagine a time when the bustling streets of post-war France were filled with the aroma of hearty, home-cooked meals. It was an era of rebuilding and rediscovery, where families gathered around the table to share stories and savor the rich flavors of tradition. Among these cherished dishes was Boeuf Bourguignon, a classic French stew that brought comfort and joy to many homes. Boeuf Bourguignon, originating from the Burgundy region, is a dish that embodies the essence of French country cooking. It was a popular choice for Sunday family dinners, special occasions, and festive gatherings. The preparation is a delightful dance of tradition and technique. The slow-cooked beef, braised in red wine, melded perfectly with the earthy flavors of mushrooms, onions, and carrots, creating a symphony of taste that was both robust and heartwarming. This dish not only satisfied the palate, but also brought families together, symbolizing resilience and the simple joys of life. Each bite was a reminder of the strength and unity that defined the post-war spirit, making Boeuf Bourguignon more than just a meal, but a cherished tradition passed down through generations. So, as you savor the flavors of Boeuf Bourguignon, remember the rich history and the warmth of those who came before us. Let's revive this timeless recipe and celebrate the enduring spirit of togetherness. It's like stepping back in time with every bite. Welcome back to our culinary journey. Today, we dive into the delightful world of Rumaki appetizers. This classic dish, often served at tiki parties, combines chicken liver and water chestnuts wrapped in bacon. Imagine the vibrant mid-20th century era when tiki culture was all the rage. Picture the lively gatherings, the exotic cocktails, and the enticing aroma of Rumaki wafting from the grill. Rumaki was a staple at these festive occasions, bringing a touch of the exotic to every event. The origins of Rumaki are somewhat mysterious, but it is widely believed to have been popularized by Trader Vic, the legendary figure behind the tiki bar phenomenon. The dish perfectly encapsulates the adventurous spirit of the time, combining the rich, earthy flavor of chicken liver with the crisp, refreshing crunch of water chestnuts, all enveloped in the smoky embrace of bacon. To prepare Rumaki, start by marinating the chicken livers in a mixture of soy sauce, ginger, and garlic. This infuses the livers with a savory depth that balances beautifully with the other ingredients. Next, slice the water chestnuts and wrap each piece of liver and chestnut in a strip of bacon, securing it with a toothpick. Grill or broil until the bacon is crispy and the livers are cooked through. The result is a tantalizing bite-sized treat that bursts with flavor and texture. Each morsel is a journey to a bygone era, a celebration of the bold and the adventurous. So, as you savor the flavors of Rumaki, let your taste buds transport you to a tiki paradise, where every bite is a festive delight. Whether you're hosting a party or simply indulging in a nostalgic treat, Rumaki is sure to impress and satisfy. Now, for our 12th dish, we're diving into a true treasure of the coast, Neptune's Bounty. This isn't your everyday fish stew, oh no. This dish is a celebration of the ocean's bounty, a symphony of flavours from the deep. Imagine, if you will, a time before supermarkets, when folks relied on their wits and the tides to fill their bellies. Neptune's Bounty harkens back to those days, a dish born from necessity and ingenuity. It's a beautiful medley of fresh-caught seafood, whatever the sea graced you with that day, simmered in a rich, aromatic broth. Think hearty chunks of cod, delicate mussels clinging to their shells, perhaps a few plump prawns for good measure, all swimming in a broth, fragrant with herbs and a touch of something special. The beauty of Neptune's Bounty lies in its versatility. No two pots were ever the same. It's a dish that changes with the seasons, with the day's catch, with the cook's own intuition. You see, back then, recipes weren't etched in stone. They were passed down through generations, whispered from grandmother to granddaughter, each adding their own personal touch. And what a touch it was! The broth itself is a labour of love. Imagine simmering fish bones, aromatic vegetables like fennel and onions, maybe a splash of wine, all infused with the salty kiss of the sea. The result? A broth so flavourful, so deeply satisfying, it'll warm you from the inside out. It's a taste of the ocean's soul, a true Neptune's Bounty. Our next culinary adventure takes us on a magic carpet ride to the opulent courts of the Ottoman Empire. Fasten your culinary seatbelts, dear viewers, as we explore the Sultan's delight, a dish as rich in history as it is in flavour. This isn't your average lamb stew, oh no. This, my friends, is an experience. Picture this: tender morsels of lamb, slow cooked to perfection until they melt in your mouth like a dream. But the true magic lies in the spices. This dish is a symphony of aromas: fragrant cinnamon, earthy cumin, a whisper of saffron, all dancing together in perfect harmony. It's enough to make your head spin. The Sultan's delight is traditionally prepared in a tagine, that beautiful conical pot that allows the flavours to meld and deepen over low heat. It's a slow dance of flavours, a seduction of the senses. And as the lamb simmers away, it releases its juices, creating a sauce so rich and flavourful, you'll want to mop it up with every last morsel of bread. This dish, my dears, is a testament to the artistry of Ottoman cuisine, a cuisine where spices are king and flavours are treated with the utmost respect. It's a dish fit for a sultan, but thankfully you don't need a palace to enjoy it. Just a touch of culinary curiosity and a spirit of adventure. Now, for a taste of Elizabethan England, a dessert as light and airy as a midsummer night's dream, Syllabub. This isn't just any old pudding, no siree. This, my friends, is a confection with a history as rich and frothy as its texture. Imagine, if you will, gathering round after a hearty feast in Shakespeare's time, being presented with this delightful concoction. Syllabub is a delightful marriage of sweet and tart, a harmonious blend of cream, sugar, and your choice of wine or ale. Yes, you heard that right, ale. Don't let that scare you off though. The alcohol adds a certain je ne sais quoi, a subtle complexity that elevates this dessert to new heights. The trick to a perfect syllabub lies in the whipping. It's all about incorporating air into the cream, creating a cloud-like texture that practically melts on your tongue. Now, back in the day, they didn't have fancy electric mixers. Oh no, they relied on good old-fashioned elbow grease, whisking away until their arms ached. But the effort, my dears, is worth every drop of sweat. Because the result is a dessert that's both refreshing and indulgent, a true testament to the ingenuity of Elizabethan cooks. So, grab your whisk and prepare to be transported back in time with every heavenly spoonful of syllabub. Now, Salmagundi might sound like something you'd find in a magic shop, but I assure you, it's far more delicious. This dish dates back to the 17th century and was a true hodgepodge of flavours, a real testament to using what you have on hand. Imagine a time before supermarkets, dears, when you had to make do with whatever your garden or the local market could provide. Salmagundi was a way to stretch ingredients, using leftovers in a creative and flavourful way. It typically involved layers of meat, seafood, vegetables, and a tangy dressing, all artfully arranged on a platter. It's like a salad, but heartier and oh so much more interesting. The beauty of Salmagundi lies in its versatility. No two recipes are exactly alike. Some call for chicken or duck, others for smoked fish or shellfish. You could use whatever vegetables were in season: crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, crunchy cucumbers, even pickled onions for a bit of bite. And the dressing? Oh, the dressing! It could be a simple vinaigrette, a creamy mayonnaise, or even a sharp mustard sauce. The key was to balance the flavours and textures, creating a symphony of tastes that would delight the palate. Now, here's a dish with a curious name: mock turtle soup. It might sound like something out of Alice in Wonderland, and in a way, it is. You see, real turtle soup was all the rage in the 18th and 19th centuries. But alas, turtles were not always so easy to come by. So, clever cooks, those resourceful souls, devised a way to mimic the rich, savoury flavour of turtle soup, using more readily available ingredients. The base of the soup is often a rich veal stock, simmered for hours to extract every last drop of flavour. And to replace the turtle meat? Why, calf's head, of course. Don't let that scare you off, dears. Calf's head, when cooked properly, becomes meltingly tender and adds a wonderful depth of flavour to the soup. And to complete the illusion, hard-boiled eggs, sliced lemons, and a generous sprinkling of fresh herbs are added for good measure. Mock turtle soup is a true testament to the ingenuity of cooks in times gone by. It's a hearty, comforting soup, perfect for a chilly evening, and a fascinating glimpse into the culinary history of a bygone era. Now, who can resist a beautiful dessert? Not I, and certainly not the elegant diners of the 19th century who adored Bombe Glacée. This frozen treat is a true showstopper, as impressive to look at as it is to eat. Imagine a dome-shaped mould filled with layers of ice cream, sorbet, and perhaps a hidden surprise or two. Bombe Glacée is all about contrasts. Contrasting flavours, contrasting colours, contrasting textures. You might have a layer of rich chocolate ice cream, followed by a refreshing raspberry sorbet, and perhaps a centre filled with chopped pistachios or candied fruit. The mould itself is often intricately decorated. adding to the visual appeal of the dessert. And once unmoulded, the Bombe Glacée is often adorned with whipped cream, fresh berries, or a drizzle of chocolate sauce. It's a feast for the eyes as much as it is for the palate. But don't be intimidated, dears. While Bombe Glacée might seem like a complicated dessert to make, it's really just a matter of layering and freezing. With a little patience and a good deal of enthusiasm, you too can create this classic frozen delight. Ah, Neptune's bounty. This dish just sings of another era, doesn't it? Picture this, the Victorian era, grand ships sailing the high seas and extravagant dinners fit for a captain. This dish, with its theatrical presentation and bounty of seafood, was a true showstopper. Now, Neptune's bounty is all about showcasing the ocean's treasures. Think plump oysters, juicy prawns, delicate scallops, and perhaps even a touch of lobster, all swimming in a rich and creamy sauce. It's enough to make your mouth water just thinking about it. One of the things that makes this dish so unique is the way it's presented. Imagine a large, deep platter piled high with this magnificent seafood medley. And the sauce. It's often flavoured with a splash of sherry or a touch of saffron, adding a lovely depth of flavour that complements the seafood beautifully. The cooking process itself is fairly straightforward, though it requires a bit of attention to detail. Each element is cooked separately to its perfect doneness, then artfully arranged on the platter and bathed in that glorious sauce. It's a dish that's sure to impress your guests, and one that will transport them back to a time of culinary grandeur. Greetings, food enthusiasts! We've arrived at number 19 on our list of forgotten culinary treasures, and this time we're diving into the ocean's bounty with Neptune's delight. Now, picture this: the Victorian era, a time of elegance and grandeur, where even the simplest meal was an opportunity for culinary artistry. Neptune's delight perfectly embodies this spirit. This dish, my dears, is a symphony of flavours and textures, combining fresh fish, typically cod or haddock, with a creamy sauce flavoured with shallots, mushrooms, and a touch of nutmeg. The fish, poached to perfection, is enveloped in this luscious sauce and topped with a delicate puff pastry crust. It's the kind of dish that makes you want to linger at the table, savouring every bite. One of the things that makes Neptune's delight so unique is its versatility. You can easily adapt it to the seasons, using whatever fresh fish is available. And don't be afraid to get creative with the sauce, adding a splash of white wine or a sprinkle of fresh herbs for an extra layer of flavour. The key is to keep the flavours balanced and harmonious. Remember, cooking, like life, is an adventure. Don't be afraid to experiment and make these forgotten recipes your own. After all, the best way to honour the past is to bring it to life in your own kitchen. And now, for our final culinary adventure, we're travelling back in time to Old England for a taste of history with a charming little treat called Jumbles. Imagine, if you will, a time before mass-produced cookies and candies, when simple, homemade treats were a cherished part of daily life. Jumbles, my dears, are a type of cookie, but not the kind we're accustomed to today. These delightful morsels are more like a cross between a cookie and a cracker. Crispy on the outside, yet slightly chewy on the inside, with a delicate, buttery flavour that's simply irresistible. They are flavoured with just a hint of spice, typically nutmeg or cinnamon, and often shaped into intricate knots or twists before baking. Making jumbles is a true delight, a chance to slow down and connect with the simple pleasures of baking. The dough, made with flour, butter, sugar, and eggs, is incredibly forgiving, making it a perfect recipe for even the most novice baker. And the best part, jumbles are meant to be shared. So there you have it, my dears, our whirlwind tour of 20 forgotten culinary treasures. Well, my dears, we've reached the end of our delicious journey through time, exploring 20 forgotten dinner recipes that once graced tables around the world. From the savoury delights of Oysters Rockefeller to the sweet simplicity of Jumbles, these dishes offer a glimpse into the culinary traditions of bygone eras. I do hope you'll give some of these recipes a try. Remember, cooking is all about experimentation and embracing new flavours. Don't be afraid to put your own spin on these classic dishes, adjusting ingredients and seasonings to suit your taste. And who knows? Perhaps you'll even discover a new family favourite along the way. After all, the best recipes are the ones that are passed down through generations, shared with loved ones, and enjoyed with a hearty appetite. Until next time, happy cooking!